19-year-old man is accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and her 12-year-old sister after he lied about his age and family situation to stay at the girl's family home for several days. On the 7th of September, Ethan Decolito met the 14-year-old girl on Snapchat, who lived in Cass City, Michigan, and asked to visit her for a day. Ethan told the family he was 14 and he'd been abandoned by a family member. It came time for him to leave. Ethan told the girl's mother that a family emergency had come up and that he couldn't get a ride home, and asked to spend the night there. Ethan ended up staying until the 9th of September, and when the mother couldn't contact his family, she called 911. Troopers arrived and determined the 14-year-old boy was a 19-year-old man who'd been raping both children. Ethan was arrested and charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct, accosting a child for immoral purposes, and assault and battery. He remains held at the Tuscola County Jail on a $500,000 bond. A Florida man is accused of stomping on his girlfriend's 3-year-old son, causing a lacerated liver. On the 27th of September, Miami Gardens police arrested 25-year-old Oscar Miller on the charge of child abuse. The investigation began on the 25th of May, when the child's mother brought him to a hospital because he was complaining of stomach pain. Doctors initially thought the boy had gas pains or constipation issues and began treating him for it, but as the boy continued to complain, doctors delved further into the situation. Medical staff discovered that the boy had lacerations on his liver, which was consistent with physical trauma to the area. The boy's mother mentioned to detectives that she left the boy alone with Oscar a couple days before the boy started having stomach issues. She said the boy was scared after she came home for a lunch break, and he wanted to leave with her when she went back to work. She also noticed some bruising on the left side of the boy's face. The mother asked what happened, and he said that Oscar hit him in the stomach with a closed fist. He was taken to the Children's Advocacy Center of South Florida for an interview. He told investigators that his tummy needed medicine, and that Oscar stepped on his tummy with his foot, and that Oscar was being mean to him. In an interview with police, Oscar claimed the boy pooped on the floor, so he had to discipline him. He said he began yelling at the child, but denied hitting him. He said his girlfriend was upset because he yelled at the children and moved out. Oscar was booked into the Miami-Dade jail on child abuse charges, but was released on a $10,000 bond. The investigation into the matter continues. A 14-year-old girl has been charged as an adult for fatally beating her 79-year-old grandmother with a belt and a walker. On Tuesday, the 1st of October, prosecutors filed a manslaughter charge against Sophia Koval in the death of Yevgenia Koval. A judge found probable cause for the charge and ordered Sophia to be held in custody at the Broward County Jail without bond. It was also determined that she'll be tried as an adult due to the heinous nature of the crime. At around 12:30 a.m. on the 23rd of May, authorities responded to a death investigation at a condo in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. There, the victim's son told deputies he found his unresponsive mother bruised and battered all over and laying on the living room floor. The woman was taken to a hospital, where she was pronounced dead. An autopsy revealed that Yevgenia had 15 abrasions to her neck and face, bruises on her hands, arms and leg, and hemorrhaging to the right side of her neck and arms. She also had contusions to her scalp, hemorrhaging on the scalp and bleeding on her brain. The son told investigators he lived with his mother and daughter, who recently moved to the US from Ukraine. He said his daughter had been having behavioural issues, which he believed were from the war she witnessed in Ukraine and her being separated from her mother. He said he took her cell phone away from her earlier to discipline her before he left the home at 7 p.m, leaving his daughter and the victim alone in the apartment. He said that when he returned home at 12:30 a.m, he saw his mother unresponsive and called 911. When he asked his daughter what happened, she told her father that her grandmother had scratched her. She said she had to defend herself and struck her grandmother several times with a belt. She then started crying and said she was sorry for what she had done. Authorities said that the victim relied on assistance from a walker and that a wheel on the walker was broken, and it was believed that the girl may have used the walker to strike her grandmother. Deputies also said they found a belt next to the victim's body. In custody, Sophia said through a Ukrainian translator that her grandmother was already dying and that she helped her die. Investigators noted that the teen was agitated and aggressive at times and appeared she was suffering from a possible psychotic episode and that she had not been eating or sleeping. Based on her statements and that she might be harmful to others and herself, she was taken to a hospital for a behavioural health evaluation. While Sophia was being transported, she made utterances that she killed her grandmother while her father was not home, and at one point struck the partition in the vehicle with her hand, causing a laceration. If Sophia is found guilty of manslaughter, she faces up to 15 years in prison.